It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from North Coast Brewing Company, and it's the Acme California Pale Ale, coming in at 5% ABV. Now this brand of beer was salvaged or saved by North Coast Brewing Company in 1996. They bought the rights to the Acme Brewing Company. The Acme Brewing Company was brewing beer in California from 1907 to 1954. How do I know all this? Because I've just come off the internet. I was really kind of intrigued by this bottle label. So I very rarely look at the internet, but I was intrigued by this. Mr. Schmidt, I think something Schmidt, opened a brewery before. The name of the brewery has just passed me, it's just slipped. There was a big earthquake in San Francisco, I believe it was San Francisco, which demolished a lot of buildings. There was a lot of trouble, but their brewery was okay. So, because there was other breweries damaged, there was massive demand for beer. So he decided to open his own brewery. So in 1907 he opened Acme Brewery, and it ran till 1954. I didn't read on the internet as to why there was a demise of the company, what happened to the company. There's the smoke on the opening. Maybe it was the banning of alcohol in America. I really don't know, but I can't imagine that being enforced in 1954. So it must have been just the brand died a death, maybe. But as I said, 1996, the rights were bought by North Coast Brewing Company. So really we have Acme California Pale Ale, or Acme Brewery's beers living on. Beer in the glass then, one finger of white head. Nice levels of carbonation. It's a golden coloured beer, looks like a pale ale. It's clear. Let's get the aroma. Smells like a traditional British pale ale, if I'm honest. At this stage of the review, I'd like to thank our channel sponsors, beersofeurope.co.uk. They're the largest online beer store in the UK. They were kind enough to send me this beer, this great American beer. If you're looking for American beer, if you're looking for German beer, Italian beer, Spanish beer, great beer from the UK, then check out Beers of Europe. They've got some great stuff. beersofeurope.co.uk. Let's dive in and give this beer a taste. Tastes very traditional. I didn't look up this specific beer, didn't look it up in Rate Beer, but after that first taste, I'm going to go ahead and say that this beer has been brewed to his original recipe. It's dry, it's very pleasant, there's a little bit of sweetness, there's a little bit of hoppy bitterness on the back end. This is not a California Pale Ale as we all know California Pale Ales today. This is not a hop monster. This is not something that is really fruity and really lemony and citrusy. This, I believe, has been brewed to the original recipe, and that I like, because it shows it's like drinking beer. It's like you're stepping back in time and you're drinking beer way back from the 1950s. The 1940s, the 1930s. So flavours. There's not an awful lot. It reminds me of a slightly sweet lager. It's 5% ABV. You could session this all afternoon. Got a fly on my brow then. It's a little lemony. It's nicely biscuity, malty. It's almost floral. There's a floralness to this beer also. Flowery. Middle. It's a flowery middle to the beer, and then it's a slightly hoppy back end. But this beer is all about drinkability. This is beer that you get home, you whack the fridge open and you drink something for refreshment and to maybe session on. 5%, you could probably knock 3 or 4 of these down. It's a decent brew. But as I mentioned just now, don't be confused with this being a new world, if you like, California Pale Ale. It's certainly not that. But I like it. I like it because of its quirkiness. I like it because North Coast Brewing Company have taken the time to go through the history books and dig out some recipes from days gone by, the 1940s, 50s, and they've brewed a beer true to its style back then. I think it's very clever. It's a little bit different, and I like that. So, rating for Acme California Pale Ale. I'm going to give this beer, just through its quirkiness and just through its, I like history. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. But remember, it's not a California Pale Ale of today. So don't go buying this thinking you're going to have a nice hop monster on your hands, because you're not. Please check out beersreviewed.co.uk. That's where I got the beer. Put your comments in the comments box. Please subscribe to our daily beer reviews, and cheers.